What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday morning to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag. 9 a.m. here in San Jose, Costa Rica. 11 a.m. in Miami, where I will be partying ridiculously hard from August 18th to 25th at the Diplomat Beach Resort. Also, Beat the Bag, Saratoga on Saturday. It starts our Saratoga tournament, 3-day tournament. Starts this Saturday, $1,000 up for grabs. The first two rounds are this Saturday coming up and next Saturday. We're going back-to-back Saturdays for Beat the Bag, Saratoga. Avies Flatter lost yesterday in the Prince of Wales Stakes. Ran an honest race, a very good race. I thought Avies Flatter... I thought we were getting nice odds for Avies Flatter to turn the tables on one bad boy. That's exactly what happened. Avies Flatter let one bad boy get ahead of him. He used him as a target. He pounced in the stretch, and he put one bad boy away. And I got him at plus 450 because money kept coming in on one bad boy and Skyway, and then Tom Broke came in and nipped him at the wire, and it was extremely upsetting. And it was just the start of my upset. I go 0-6 yesterday. I didn't bet the Angels game, so 0-5 of my bets because that total went up to 10. So 6-1 on Monday, 0-6 yesterday. Instead of getting extremely angry about it, going to focus on afternoon baseball today. And we have Parlay Poppy joining us in 18 minutes. We have DJ Big Boss breaking down two games after that. And then we have Drew Martin. So we can make amends right now. It's a very, very upsetting day. And I stayed away from the Indians. I stayed away from some of the situations that I thought were, the worst spots. Let me get to exactly a quick roundup of exactly what happened. Thank God for Ron Walsek, Aloha, Isai Rolla. Thank God for Red Girl and Von Polo, because I went 2-1 in WNBA to salvage a tiny, tiny bit. But here quickly, yesterday, ugly. Pirates first five, minus 125. They're down 4-3 in the bottom of the fifth. They have the bases loaded with none out. Red Sox first five, minus a half, minus 125. They're tied 2-2. After five, and it's a loss. Padres first five, minus a half. Vargas was great. Hunter Engelhart sent the video play of the day. Had I just taken the first five under, it would have cashed easily. Full game cashes easily. Diamondbacks first five, minus a half. Bundy just gets me in the gooch, man. Bundy just punches gooch every time he sees my gooch. Sort of semi-available. He just hammers me right in the gooch. Bundy does it again. LA Angels, Dodgers over 9.5. They get to 9. Mariners first five. Just a terrible, terrible day. We make amends right now. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Nasty Nate, 1-3 day. I need to bounce back. Let's get it back for you. Chang Yu says many sharps on the Tigers today, but Zimmerman is awful. Anyone know why? We're going to break those games down very, very soon. Sebastian Arnold ready to go. Rich G, good to hear you made a small profit yesterday. It was a tough day. Stu Chaos. There's Hunter Engelhart. Great debut here on Betting with the Bag yesterday. Ricky Bobby, Astute Chaos, Pink Eye Genie, Gerardo Hernandez, Guru Sports Bets. And he hits again. A's, Yankees, Guru Sports Bets, just straight fire. Kevin Pine says, how about those Yankees? There's Jansen Bonds ready to go. Ricky Bobby ready to go. Says, by the way, good-looking Joe Anisi for those picks. Ricky Bobby, you want to party with Joe Anisi? You got to come to the Diplomat where my guy Joe will be. Carlos Peroj, going to be at the Diplomat Beach Resort partying with us. I can't wait to hang out and finally meet some of these guys. CT Bays, Viper MB, Marty Muerte, Young Huss, 973 Young Huss in the house. Jared Schrader, DJ Big Boss. Who knows where he's going to be coming from? He'll be joining us in 31 minutes, 30 minutes. Jan said, Jimmy, my son Jacob and I are off to the last tournament in Indianapolis before he goes to college next month. In Virginia. Man, Jansen, safe travels and enjoy the time. It's going to be tough having him down in Virginia, but that's not too far from Toronto. And please give us updates as much as possible how he's doing, how he's liking things, what his stats are. We'd love to follow him vicariously through you. And great work. Great work. Love the Bonds family. Shout out to our guy, Jansen Bond. There's Omar Ahmed. Says, I love the show. Let me know what you think of fading Zimmerman. This guy's a joke. We're going to get right into that. Much love to you, Omar. Thank you for joining us. Jared Trader card. Oh, look at Jared Trader just destroyed last night. I love seeing that. Captain 24/7, Von Polo. Thank you for the help yesterday in WNBA, Sebastian Arnold. And we have a game going up very, very soon. Sebastian Arnold, beautiful. Sebastian Arnold joining us, man. It's been too long since we had you. I haven't said hey to you in a while, Jimmy. Sebastian Arnold, thank you for saying hey to me now. I need it. And there is our guy, right? Sorry, it's going fast. Not Flush Johnson. Sorry, I missed the late show. You would have at least 1-6 with the Giants over. Yes, yes, I was. I called out for you, Not Flush Allen. Where is Not Flush Allen? But you're on vacation with the family. Spend time with the family. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about us. Start worrying about us a little more, man. No, I'm just kidding. Have fun with your family. Do your thing, Not Flush Allen. I can't. Disappointing. I just stayed off the game. Ben Sports 24/7 4-0. Beautiful work. Dave L.A. ready to go. Says Astros loss was a bad beat. Remo says can't wait for hockey. Man, I can't wait for hockey. Damn, I can't wait for hockey. I'll get you next week ready to go. Here's Dave L.A.'s plays, and I've already copied and pasted them, but we'll share them right now. Phillies first 5 run line -120. Rangers first 5 run line +100. Angels team total over 3.5 -130. That's a good look against Stripling. That's a great look against Stripling. Orioles first 5 on the plus run line spot, +1.5 at -120. ML parlay at +250. Rangers, Stros, and game 2 of the Nats game. All right. And Guru says that was as much Kelly as it was Bundy. He's bad. I hear that. Okay. Marty Muerte, everyone ready to go. Jim Rummy says, trust me on Brewers. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. And Guru saying Brewers was the only loss there. Okay. All right, let's get to work. Oh, and DJ Big Boss says, coming from somewhere I've been before. That's exciting. Jeff Jones said, I feel you, Jimmy. Very tough beat. I've done some studying for the Jim Dandy, and I believe Tax could be a now horse. Oh, I think that's a great look, Jeff. I think that's a great, great look. Why wouldn't he be? Staying in upstate New York, focusing on New York. I think that's a great call, Jeff. I've got a ton of work to do, but what we're doing is we know Saratoga is the graveyard of champions. If you know that going in, you know that you have to fade the favorites in these races. And going in with that ideology, I think you're bang on with Tax. I think you're absolutely bang on with Tax. That was an impressive Belmont, and I didn't go with him. It was an impressive Belmont. I love that look, Jeff. I absolutely love that look. Great, great stuff. Way to lead me in the right direction. Okay, so now first and foremost, we only have 12 minutes, and I've capped all these games, but it's different when we have all these guests. First and foremost, we have one game popping up in 22 minutes, Liberty at Sun. Liberty at Sun. Is anybody making moves on this game before we roll into baseball? We also have a Mystics Lynx game that's going off in an hour and 52 minutes. We can touch on that at the end of the show. But these guys are eating in WNBA. And quickly, can you pop up the WNBA record, Rafa? It's whatever starts paying you, we start focusing on a bit. So let's hammer this right now. Just as long as anybody's got anything on it, okay? Liberty, Sun are 9-point favorites. You know what? These morning games are tricky. I certainly wouldn't take the Sun as 9-point favorites here. Sun, I know they won 15 of 16 at home. Is anybody making a move on the Liberty or the Liberty first half? Capricorn is on Connecticut -9 small. The total opened at 159, now at 160. You have to think that the offense probably isn't going to be there, but Cap and 24/7 is on the over, okay? Think about these early morning games, and we've all played sports in our past. They were not fun, and they got you out of your routine, and there would be no surprise if they were cold getting out of the gate. Ben Sports 24/7, like in Liberty plus the points. Is this a spot where we take a first half under, a first quarter under? Von Polo says they should win by double digits. We're about to move on to baseball, but Von Polo says I want to take Connecticut, but only if I can get a better number. Pink Eye Genie, Liberty first half. I mean, that makes sense to me. Carlos Baroj got on the over 156.5 early at New York, Connecticut. Pink Eye Genie, Mystics first half and full game. And okay, I'm going to copy and paste these because we're going to talk about that at the very end. So, I think the Liberty first half makes sense to me, but not quite as much as the first half under. And has the market set that up? Let's see what we're getting. So let's just look at first quarter. I mean, we all know what it's like to play these early games. It's not enjoyable. We're getting a 40 right now, and Pinnacle's already moved it down to 39.5. We know that their defense is going to, there's my guy Joe Anisi ready to go. Rod Zwag says, love WNBA. And here we go, Ron Walsek. Thank you, Ron. And thank you for your help last night. Says, New York Sun, first meeting. Connecticut lost to lowly Atlanta in 11 a.m. game. Taking New York. I agree with that. They're going to be looking towards All right, I'm making 2 moves. Now, I don't know. Okay, as soon as Parlay Poppy joins us, I'm going to have to make these bets. That's in 10 minutes. I'm going to make 2 moves. I know what it's like with these morning games. Dave Ellie says, damn, Jimmy Indians bullpen choked yesterday. Would have been back only 2 games this morning. Yeah, it's I'm a little concerned looking at the schedules. We needed to make up ground when we're playing these bums, and the Twins are playing tough teams. And I'm a little nervous, but hopefully the Twins smash Hap today. All right, I'm making 2 moves here. I'm going to take the liberty to cover the first half. First half is at what? Plus 5.5 at Pinnacle. So that's one. Okay, so let's just quickly go. So I'm going to take the liberty. Let's see, anyone else making moves on this? Oh, Dom Ricci thinking about you on the Mets game. Okay, so quickly here. Sorry, we're doing this, taking a long time. Plus 5.5. I'm going to take liberty first half. First half plus 5.5. That's available at both Pinnacle and 5 Dimes and Bovada. Those are the only ones hanging 5.5. The rest are 5. So 5.5 at minus 103. That just switched from minus 102. And then I'm also going to take the first quarter under. I'm going to take the first quarter under 9:30 game. Now, it makes it a little easier to hammer these bets just because it's, for me, it is a $100 bet. So, I mean, like, it's not like it's diving too much into my action. I'm getting 40 everywhere. 40 at minus 105. Intertop's giving me the best line, though. First quarter, under 40 at minus 105. All right, that's my action there. That's my action. Okay. And Ron Walsek, last 7 WNBA games, 6-1 to under 160. Pink Eye Genie says, take the over, Jim. I'm just going to take the first quarter under. With the All-Star game, this is the last game before, the last day before the All-Star break. I just feel like this first quarter will be low scoring and will be ugly. So I'm making those 2 bets, and I'll make them as soon as we have Poppy joining us. Okay, let's focus on baseball. Let's get to work. And sorry, it took a little bit of time there, but I wanted to get that action in. Rich G saying Indians will be there soon enough. Don't worry. I like that. And Rod's Wax said, in these spots, take the dog and giving you 9 points. Easy, take Liberty plus 9. Carlos Pro says, I like the Mystics minus 5. We're going to get into that soon. Okay, let's go in. Red Sox, Rays. Let's start rolling right now. Money lines, spreads, full game. Let's go. Red Sox, Rays, Price, Morton. Open at 8, now it's 7.5. The Rays open at minus 120. They're now at minus 111. See, do we have lineups? And we do. For the Red Sox, Betts, Devers, Bogarts, Martinez, Benintendi, Moreland, Vasquez, Holt, Bradley Jr. For the Rays, d'Arnaud, Pham, Meadows, Garcia, Duffy, Brosseau, Wendell, Heredia, and Zunino. All right? Let's keep breaking this down. So, Red Sox, 32-21 on the road. They've won the first 2 games of the series, going for the sweep, and the sweep means a lot to them. It means a lot to them. There's Sean Glass in the house ready to get to work. Hunter in the Heart says, I like the over in this game. Pretty much a pick 'em, I think, on paper, so either take Sox or pass for me. Chad Cannon backing Beatty. And Beatty, you guys, the chat was on Beatty. Beatty's been much better the last 3 games. Great work for you guys. So far, Dom Ricci's on the Diamondbacks at minus 135. Jin Rummy's on the Rays over 7.5, and Nats over 9.5 are playable above minus 110. Says, but I'm missing a bit to fit my standards. No play for me. Good luck. Thank you for the heads up on that, Jin Rummy. Sean Glass on first 5 under. Price versus Morton. Red Sox hitting 281, 83, 832 OPS versus righties, but Morton's a dangerous righty. Rays are hitting 247, 716 OPS versus lefties. Carlos Peroj also on the over 7.5. Joe Anisi's on Tampa. And Dave Burke says Avies flatter off to the glue factory today. Berkey, that was very, very upsetting. He took on one bad boy and he put him away. And I thought that was going to be enough to win. And Tom Broke just watched them battling and nipped him at the end. That was an honest performance from Avies Flatter, and God, I could have. So I go 0-5 with my bets, 0-6 here on the show in MLB, 2-1 in WNBA, but just that $100 bet of plus 450 would have taken care of everything. But no, it's a loser. There's Joe Anisi's plays, right there. Okay, gonna copy and paste Joe Anisi's plays quickly. He's on Tampa Bay money line. Texas money line, San Francisco Giants first 5 in Atlanta run line. Okay, so Boston attempting for the sweep. Price 1-1, 2.65 ERA in 3 starts against the Rays this year. 17 appearances against them, 6.5, 3.16 ERA. D'Arnaud just keeps eating. He just keeps eating. 11 home runs, 30 RBI since June 6th. He's just rolling. Morton 1-0, 3.75 ERA in 12 innings over 2 starts this season against the Red Sox. 6 career starts against the Red Sox, 4-1, 4.13 ERA. Tampa 13-8 in those games. Mickey Cohen ready to get to work. I'm looking at this, and I feel like the Rays at home have value. But do you have enough edge to make a move? Raul Porwando joining us. He's on Giants under 9, Yankees over 10.5, and Dodgers over 9.5. I like those last 2 overs a lot, Ralph. I like them a lot. We're going to have to make them here during the show. I've made no overnight moves. All right, so I find I'm quite interested in the Rays here, and I agree. I'm interested in this over 7.5. Pinnacle never opened it at 8. It was Bet Online that opened it at 8. So Pinnacle opened the over 7.5 minus 113, so it's minus 111 and now. I have interest in that 7. Manuel Benedito saying, please talk slower for non-English natives. I apologize. We just have so many games this afternoon that I'm moving a little quick, but I apologize to our guy Manuel. I find the Rays have value. I find the over has value. I'm just going to leave those as a lean right now, and we'll see what the other guys have to say about those games. Okay, let's move on, see if we can get a couple more games. And we have the first game of the doubleheader, Rockies, Nationals. Let's see if we have lineups, and we do. For the Rockies, Blackman, Story, Dahl, Arenado, and there's Yonder Alonso at first base. Yonder Alonso, we'll see if he has a career still. He looked, it was surprising that the Indians gave up on him so quickly. It was surprising that the White Sox gave up on him so quickly. Both teams giving up on him. Now, White Sox, 178, 7 home runs, 67 games. I mean, that's just bad form. But still, he's one of those veterans that can hit. So I was not surprised that the Rockies gave him a shot. Alonso, Tapia, McMahon, Walters. For the Nationals, Turner, Eaton, Rendon, Soto, Adams, Suzuki, Dozier, Robles. See what the market's done with this game. Washington opened at minus 125. They're now at minus 118. That's a 7-cent move towards them. We got to trust Gray here. Jin Rami saying I got Rays fair line at plus 102 and Red Sox fair at plus 107. And saying not much value here in my opinion. I hear that, Jin Rami. Rich G says Rockies sliding. Fade, Rockies. And Russell Gordon says Rays will lose again, Jimmy. Boston rolls. Kobe Williams says, Rays get swept, fam. Don't do it. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you, guys. I'm not making a move yet. And it's Duke Chaos on the under because of Price and Morton. Okay, Guru Sports Bets liking the Nats in Game 2. And somehow I got signed out of the chat. I'm going to have to get back into the chat. All right. Gray Fetty. Whom do we trust? Gray Fetty. So Gray, 9.7, 4.11 ERA. Fetty, 1-1, 3.50 ERA. Rockies hitting 771 OPS versus righties. That number continues to drop. Nats hitting 248, 741 OPS versus righties. They eat against lefties. Third career start against Colorado for Fetty's. Bad numbers, 12.38 ERA, but such a small sample size. He looked fine against Baltimore. Baltimore's been hitting, and that was last Wednesday. 1 run, 5 hits, no walk, 6 innings. Gray last pitched on July 17th against the Giants, and he looked terrible. And he was rolling up until that start. 5 1/3, 11 hits, 2 homers, 6 runs, 11-8 loss. This, to me, is sort of pointing towards an over. And that's what Astute Chaos is on. He's on the over 10. It's pointing towards an over. And Lamont Williams, great job, Lamont Williams. Great job on that under. Everybody liking Boston, people saying Tampa out of gas. But here, this over, I think, is staring us right in the face. Now, 7 miles per hour in, but it's 83 Fahrenheit. It's warm. I know it's a morning game, but I'm going to make a move on the over. And I'm going to do it right now. All right. Full game over. That's my first play on this card. 9.5. I'm getting minus 110. That's available at Pinnacle. And I'm taking that right now. Over 9.5. Minus 110. All right. Let's keep rolling right now. Drew Daddy giving shouts out to Kobe Valentine, Lamont Williams, Dave L.A., and Matt Randall. Let's keep rolling right now. But it is 9:20, so we're going to see if Parlay Poppy is ready to go. Now let's move on. So, okay, we have Phillies Tigers is next, but this is a game that Big Boss is circled as one that he has a play on. So I'm just going to skip the Zimmerman Velasquez. Big Boss joining us in 14 minutes, so don't think we're going to miss this game. We are not. And let's keep rolling. Joni said David Price will give up runs. I'd probably lean that Morton gets touched. That 7.5 is pretty small. It's pretty low. I guess I do have a lean to the over. We'll talk more about it. So Phillies, Tigers, and Paco Healy says, Jimmy, any reason to not keep smashing these Yanks overs? No, I don't see any reason to not keep smashing them. But I do feel a little more comfortable with the Twins against Hap in this spot. And I think I'm going to focus just on the Twins team total over, but we're going to get to that game soon. Russell Gordy says, might be 10 people in the game in the stands under. I get it. Okay. Let's keep rolling here. We have Reds Brewers waiting for Parlay Poppy to be here. 79 Fahrenheit, clear, 5 miles per hour in. Reds 21 and 29 on the road. Brewers 30 and 23 at home. We have Lucas Sims, 1-0, 3.72 ERA, 0.93 whip. Lucas Sims, 25-year-old. He was a first-round draft pick in 2012. And this kid can roll. So as you guys have talked about in the chat before, the Braves are always in on all of the Georgia-born pitchers, and they were in on Sims. They picked him 21st overall in high school. He's had a great year this year. AAA Louisville, 5-0. Now that's a 4.56 ERA, but 1.33 whip. He's 102 Ks in 79 innings. 102 Ks, 79 innings. And he's looked fine in the show. 12 Ks in 9 2/3, just 2 walks. Reds, 247, 31 OPS versus righties. Brewers, 257, 78 OPS versus righties. Sims and the Reds. Reds have won the first 2 games of the series. They lead the series now 8-7. Suarez is smashing. Shacin's been awful. 0-7, 6.22 ERA in his last 10 starts. He got killed in Arizona on Friday. Is there any reason to start trusting him now? And Mally Mouse says Brewers are canceled. Really? Okay, I'm going to take a look in that. And why don't we welcome in our guy, Parlay Poppy. Parlay Poppy joining us from Los Angeles, California. Parlay Poppy, I'm coming off a terrible day. I need to bounce back in the worst way. How are you doing this morning?
Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yeah, we got you now, Poppy. What up, man?
What's poppin', everybody? Wednesday, Whiskey Wednesday, Weird Wednesday, Wild Wednesday, whatever the fuck you want to call it Wednesday. I went 0-3 yesterday, Wednesday, but you know what? There's 2 ways to handle this type of situation. You know, we can go on Twitter and mope and complain and seek validation from our followers like a fucking schmuck. Or you say, all right, these things happen. There's variance. I'm not on fucking salary here. I'm making money predicting the future basically here, right? So, on a positive note, Jimmy the Bag, these days happen. We can't get upset. Look back at your capping. What did you do wrong? Adjust. And on to the next, my dude, my guy, my man.
On to the next. I like it. I like the positivity. Let's get rolling right now, Pop. And I was 6-1 on Monday, but 0-6 yesterday hurts very badly. Lamont Williams, max bet is in. Orioles, Diamondbacks over 9. Poppy, lead us to your first action. What's first on your card?
Right, so I like this card a lot better than yesterday, and I think that's part of the reason why it wasn't so successful, because I was reaching, looking for angles. So here, there's a lot of stuff to look at. One of these games specifically right now that I have a good feel on is this Rockies game. And normally I don't like to bet double headers, but if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it in the first game where things are a little bit more concrete. The second half of a doubleheader is wild to bet, man. I don't think that you really get your values worth putting a bet out there, but we're going to try to get the matchup of Gray versus Fetty. I like this, and I like doing this on a doubleheader, which I usually stay off of because I like this pitching matchup. I like Fetty right now at home versus the Rockies. I wanted to bet this the other day, but it was canceled. So we got him now with a different pitcher. I like this better for the spot I was going to take. So we got Fetty, primed to be hit with that 3.5 ERA and a 5.23 FIP. Strikeout rate, not good, 4.6, judging by that. Career walk rate of about 3.74. Guy is due for a beating, and most importantly, we got Charlie Blackmon on a roll, 5 for 5, some homers against him. And he also can get crushed by some of these other lefties on the Colorado squad. There's about 3 other guys that can do some work. And Freddie is allowing these lefties slugging of .622. That is significant. Weighted on base average of .417. And all the Rockies, they struggled to find offense on the road. If, Freddie is not going to help the Rockies get runs up, I think that the bullpen is, because we still see that they are in shambles. On the other side, John Gray, OPS of .785 against this Nationals squad that he's seen a few times, and that's about 50 at-bats, 13 runs in 16 innings pitched against Washington last year. That in the last 2 years, that's a lot. So he struggles on the road, a lot more, which is pretty crazy because of how crazy the Coors Field is, and you would think he would be better on the road, but he's worse on the road, and he's worse in day games. His BABIP increases, from around the 300-ish mark to about .331 on the road, while his hard hit rate is around the 40% mark. And, we say that, 37% isn't too bad because of how the ball is today. But at the same time, 40 is getting a little bit up there. Plus, he's got higher averages. Plus, he's getting more balls in play. People are circulating the bases. So I got 2 vulnerable pitchers here, Jimmy the Bag. And I got 2 wild card bullpens. I got 2 wild offenses. Why don't I just take this over? I got it at 9 early at -129. I would still take it at 9.5. These teams are conducive to hitting in the daytime. And, the wind's blowing in a little softly, but that shouldn't affect much. It's going to be a warm day, Jimmy. So we're going to take this 9 at -129 here.
Oh, great look. Looking at Pinnacle had it at 9 for 1 minute. 7:41 to 7:42. It wasn't even a full minute. At 7:42, they brought it down to 9 for a second, and within the minute. So at 7:42, they put it back up to 9.5. What a great look, getting it at 9. I'm on it at 9.5. I love it. Let's keep rolling. I'm on the over 9.5. Poppy's on the over 9. Let's keep rolling. What's next?
Right, so let's get into this silly game in Detroit. Man, it pains me to do this, Jimmy the Bag, because you know how much I hate Vince Velasquez. I just trashed him last week, and what'd he do? He gives up 4 home runs at home to these Dodgers with these fake facade numbers that he's got at home. So Vince Velasquez going on the road, even worse, 16 runs in 21 innings since returning to that rotation. And plus, the Phillies are 2-4 in Velasquez away starts. He's got a inflated 5.7 ERA in day games, which continues into last year, where he was a 5.9 ERA pitcher in these day games, which he has about 11 in the last couple years. So I don't need to dissect this dude. He fucking blows. And what am I going to get from Detroit? Am I going to trust them to put up a bunch of runs? I mean, they're so inconsistent. And on the other end of the spectrum, I have Jordan Zimmerman, and there's nothing to say, cool, what he's saying is he's trying to relocate that new pitch he's added to the arsenal. That's not going to fucking change a thing. This guy is not going to have a job in the future unless he's in some back-end rotation because he is so bad. This year at home, 0-5, 8.16 ERA. Opposition hitting him at .350 batting average. Zimmerman, 20 runs on the 28 hits over 11 innings in this past couple games. I'm looking at 2 different things. Anyways, I got 2 bad pitchers. Velasquez sucks. Fucking Jordan Zimmerman is the worst. Detroit, 1-15 is a home underdog in this price range. That's 1-15. I mean, it pays me to do this because the Phillies are 23-27 on the road, and I really don't like Velasquez, but I saw the Phillies and Detroit game last night. The Tigers figured out a way to fucking lose. They got tagged out at home on like the game-winning overtime 10th inning home plate run. It's atrocious. You have no way to back Detroit unless it's on totals and unless it's on first 5. This is a team I feel like they're throwing in the towel on purpose. Maybe these dudes are getting paid off because they fucking are over it. You know what I mean? These guys are throwing games, it looks like. So Philly, they got to get something going or else they're going to be continuing to embarrass these Phillies fans. They deserve a lot better than this. And I'll tell you what, they're 4-1 the last 5 games. Velasquez, this is going to be a scary moment for me, but this Detroit bullpen blows. Phillies bullpen is pretty bad. But Jordan Zimmerman and the Detroit squad and this Detroit team who is 1-15 at this price is an underdog, 2-12 in the last 14 games at home. I don't know what to do here, Jimmy the Bag. I'm going to take two looks. I got to take the road team because they get those bats, those 3 bats because they're on the road here. Phillies -1, -133. And why don't we take the the over 10 at -125? Do we think that Velasquez is going to pitch a gem? No. Do we think Detroit is going to put up maybe 3 runs or 4 runs up him? Sure. And if not, the Phillies bullpen we know is very vulnerable. So we got to do 2 looks here. It is scary to take Velasquez. If anything, you guys should take the over probably in this game. But at the same time, I'm going to trust the Phillies enough to do enough damage on Jordan Zimmerman and company to take this -1, -133, and we're going to take an over 10 at -125, Jimmy.
I completely get the over, but it's hard not to notice the slight move. And you got the 10. I did not know there was a 10 available ever. And again, you were right. At 4:43 a.m., Pinnacle held a 10, and it lasted 3 minutes. But then as soon as it went back up to 10.5, it went back to 10 again for 6 minutes, and then back to 6.5. I am a little concerned after a 15-inning game that these guys might be tired in a morning game. That's my concern, and it's enough of a concern that I'm going to just jump with you on the Phillies -1. Phillies -1, and I probably should have made this move earlier, and I know that Jim Rummy is thinking that when I make this move, but I'm going to get -153 at 5 dimes on the money. So I'm taking Phillies -1. Money line is -153, and the run line quickly here. Run line is +100, getting +100 at 5 dimes, and
so that's -126. That's a better number than, right?
Yeah, I didn't type it in the calculator yet. I'll do that when I bet it. But I get exactly what you're saying. I'm just a little concerned after a 15-inning game and then a morning game right after. There could be some guys not in the lineup. Have we seen the lineup? Let me see if I can pull it up.
Hey, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. The Phillies lineup's not confirmed, but this Detroit lineup's not as strong as you would probably like. Jones, Castro, Castellanos, Dixon, Candelario, Stewart, Goodrum, Wilson, Beckham. So missing some bats there. I'm comfortable here. I'm ready to roll. I like it. And Capper John also on the Phillies. Dave LA on the Phillies, first 5 run line and team total over. And I'm just comfortable taking the Phillies -1. What's next on the docket, my guy?
All right, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we just cut out here on my screen. Anyways, let's take a look. I was going to do something with this Indians game that just destroyed me yesterday. I wanted to bet an under, but I did a little research. Stroman has decent numbers and Bieber's, very good. But since mid-May, every game the Indians have scored 2 or less runs. In the following game, they've scored at least 5. So I was only going to take the first 5 into consideration, but seeing that stat kind of just completely took me off, and it was a pretty wild thing I discovered there. So I'm laying off that Indians game, but I was going to look at the first 5. Let's try seeing what's up with the ATL, the Dirty South, my dude, the Tayron, and Brad Keller, who is actually pretty decent, right? He's 6-9 in these starts for Kansas City. That's got to be their best pitcher so far. And, Kansas is playing some decent ball right now. But what's that really saying? What are they, 5-10? That's like a career mark or season mark for him. So Keller, been decent. And, he's given up only 4 runs in 19 innings in his past 3 games. He does have some scary numbers on the road. 4.81 ERA, allowing opponents a .280 batting average against, and weighted on base average of the 330 range. And lefties can hit him hard, which is scary with Freeman, how dominant he looks. And then we got Markakis and McCann, I believe, but Freeman is, the big worry there. But what I want to do is isolate the first 5 innings between him and Tayron, because we know this is a different ball game with these bullpens and volatility with this ball. So, let's try to give ourselves a little adjustment and just try to concentrate on what's going on with the first 5 for most of these games. Keller usually has a blow up in the 3rd time through the order. Batting balls in play of the 280 mark, before then. And then when he gets to the 3rd order, which should be around the 5th inning, 6th inning, his strikeout rate literally drops 50%, and that BABIP goes up about 60 points. So he gets absolutely abused if he stays in the ball game. So I think that he can do decent against this Atlanta hitting side. Some of the lefties are a little bit worrisome, but he looks pretty decent right now. And we got Tehran on the other hand, great at home, 2.5 ERA, .231 batting average allowed against, but also tends to blow up in the fifth inning. This is another guy that, after he gets into the game, he usually only lasts 5-6 innings because he gets himself into trouble. And it also seems, after looking at all his starts, he doesn't get that much run support when he pitches. And, that's kind of indicative of the fact that he's 5-6 and he's probably Atlanta's number 2 guy, with Soroka or something. Now they got Keuchel, but he's one of their better pitchers, and the Atlanta is scoring around the 4.5 runs per game average when he's pitching. So I like the fact that he's also in great form right now. 5 earned runs the last 4 games of the 20 innings pitched. That walk rate has significantly decreased in the last couple weeks too, which is a big problem for him. And he usually deals these poor hitting clubs like Kansas City really well, like the Miamis, the Orioles, the Tigers of the world. He plays them very well. And with 2 very bad bullpens, we want to still isolate the first 5, and we have that number at 5.5. And for me, this is a huge factor to also get on this, because it looks like both these teams are hitting at a decent clip, around the 800 OPS mark as of recent, let's say the past week. But under in 5 of 6 of the last under in 5 of the 6 of Atlanta's last 6 games, under in 5 of the last 6 of Kansas City's road games, and then under in 7 of 7's Atlanta's versus Kansas City. This matchup specifically have gone under. So I don't want to get involved with these bullpens. I don't think anybody really does. So I want to isolate this first 5 at 5.5, and we got that at a nice price of -115, Jimmy the Bag.
I get the look, but there's that added twist with Brad Keller from Georgia,
on the road.
from a suburb of Atlanta, who's never pitched at home before, and he's going to have over 100 people at the game. And he's been pitching so well that I predict it doesn't go so well for him. I predict that the added pressure, the added pain in the ass of everyone calling. I mean, how would you add that into your breakdown of Keller, him pitching in front of all his friends and family for the first time in his life?
I think that it actually works, obviously, against him, in the fact that there's a disparity of significance in the average offensive metrics for Keller being at home with that type of pressure. I mean, who the fuck wants to deal with that, especially knowing that you're facing this red-hot Atlanta squad? For me, the fact that it's 5.5, do you think Kansas City is going to get any offense going off Tehran? I mean, he got 4 runs in the last, or 5 runs in the last 4 games in 20 innings. Kansas City's team total is at 1.5, and I think that's too low. So even if Keller does get hit, do we really think that he's going to get lit up for, 4 to 5 runs? Very possible, but remember, first and second time through the order, it's significantly better for him. And that third time through the order, he gets crushed. Typically will be in the 5th inning, 6th inning or so. Same with Tehran. But I do understand that angle, and I think that absolutely works against him, but not significant enough for me to get off the number, because I do like it with that hook, 5.5 at -115. So I'm still going to ride with this one.
I get it. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on it. I noticed that the game is trending to the under. It opened at 10. It's now at 9.5. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the market and spend more time with how I feel about it. But I can understand, especially Tehran. So my leans are towards what's going on. So the Royals are getting money. There's been a 27-cent move towards the Royals. I think that's going to continue. I think people are going to see Keller's numbers of late and see the Royals hitting the ball. I think money's going to keep coming in on the Royals and the under, and I think I'm going to go against both at this point. But I'm going to take a little bit more time on it. I love the breakdowns, Poppy. We've got to move on to DJ Big Boss. Is there anything else on the card that you're looking at?
No. So when you say you're going to go up, you're going to take Atlanta when it gets a little bit more affordable, and is that what you're saying here?
Yes. What I'm saying is I think I'm going to take Atlanta, And I think I'm not entirely sure if I'm just going to focus on the team totals. But you're right, Tehran's pitching well. You're probably, at this point, you're getting a 2.5 first 5 against Keller. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to take the Braves first 5 full game or the Braves team totals, both team totals. And I'm certainly not going to take all 4. So I've got to figure out somewhere in on that. Apex Orca saying money flooding in on KC. And that's probably where I want it to be. Carlos Perot saying, ask Parlay Poppy if you got the hookup for the chicks. Carlos Perot is going to be partying with us in Miami, and I would have a prediction that he does. Parlay Poppy, we got to roll. Is there anything else you're looking at?
No, I do like that grab because that's something that I would definitely take a look at later on. I'll ride with you on that one, my dude.
Which one do you like better, the team total or the Braves?
The Braves, 100.
Okay, yeah, and CT Base saying Royals win again. I hear you, CT Base, but I really think that this is a tough spot for the very first time in your career pitching in front of family. Now, if he was coming in not red hot, then I would think something different. If he was just, kind of having average starts, I would think, maybe he has a nice start here. But he's been lights out. And I just think things are going to get in his way here. Beautiful stuff. Parlay Poppy, our guy. Where can we find you on Twitter?
You can always find me at Poppy_Parlay. You guys, 4 weeks away, Miami. Are you seriously going to be sitting at home watching Jimmy in the Bag when you can see that pale flesh in person and wearing board shorts with fucking sunglasses on with one of those silly fedora hats with a cigar in his mouth? Riding a horse, perhaps. He gets a little creepy like that, guys. Get to fucking Miami. Get your ticket. We'll be there live. You party with all of us. We'll get super, super live. And you know what? We might have a couple of surprises for all our favorite low baggers. So get on it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye-bye, and good luck.
There he is. Parlay Poppy in the house, joining us on Tuesday and Wednesday mornings. Love having him this morning. Now let's move over to DJ Big Boss. Who knows where he's coming from? I can't wait to see where he will be joining us from. He says he's been there before. Let's find out right now. Representing Long Beach, California. Please welcome to the show, DJ Big Boss.
Same old 1 and 2, Jimmy, right here at the McDonald's. But Low Bag fam, today is a great day. Right after this, I'm going to talk with the manager about the Mando song. Now, I was telling them that all my folks over here in the Low Bag, they love the Mando song. So I wrote a little extra with the Mando song. I'm going to present this in a little while. I want to get y'all opinion real quick on what we going to do. This is like first verse, basically going to be the whole thing, but it's like the first verse of the Mando lyrics. So we all know the song Mando. 6 piece, 1 sauce, that's Mando. That's Mando. 6 piece, 1 sauce, that's Mando. That's Mando. Yeah, I gotta stick to McDonald code. 6 piece, 1 sauce, that's Mando. But if you need more sauce, just holler though. I'll be slinging on the low for $1 though. And if anybody snitch, they vamonos. And I put that there on my mama though. I'm trying to get this bread from Miami, bro, so I can touch down like, what up, though?
Oh,
what's up? What
shit.
y'all think about that?
Oh, shit, that's fire. That's straight fire, Big Boss. Oh, man. CT Bays, Mando remix. Remo saying, oh, my God, Mando. Oh, that is straight fire, man. We gotta hit the studio when we're in Miami. Watch you lay down some tracks. I love it. There's our guy, DJ Big Boss. You want to party with these guys, you got to come to Miami and join us. Big Boss, we got lots of work to do on this card. What's your first game on the docket?
Man, y'all spoiled all my secrets again, but I must say, this is I'm only about 3 years out on capping baseball, consecutively for the whole season. And to be right here with y'all on these two that y'all already spoiled my secrets is a good thing for me, but it doesn't do nothing for our people in the chat because we already went over it. But I'm going to go real fast. My version, y'all heard the Parlay Poppy version. I'm going to hear my version of this game right here. Philly's at Detroit. Now, Philly is when I first looked at this game, I seen the 10.5, and I was like, ooh, under attracted me over to the game. So I looked at the game a little bit better. Philly, 51% as a road favorite in this one. Detroit is 1-6 in the last 7, 13-34 at home. Philly is 2-7 in the last 9 meetings in this one. And Philly is 5-3 in interleague play. Now, Detroit has been swept 2 times already in a 2-game series at home. So it's no big deal for the sweep to come right here. And the under is 8-3 in Velasquez's last 11, and also the under is 15-5-1 in the last 21 interleague meeting games. So we look at the pitchers a little more. We got Velasquez and Zimmerman. Velasquez, OBP .331. His last 2 outings, he did okay. 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs versus the Dodgers. That's excusable against the Dodgers. And 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs against the Mets. That's a pretty good job. So I was still leaning under at this point when I was capping the game. But then when I got over to Zimmerman, he just really stinks up a paper real bad. I almost want to take back my ink. He's 0-7. He has a 7.51 ERA. He's running at an OBP of .376. And then his last 2 outings, he went 3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs against Toronto. And then he goes 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs against KC. 2 teams that are not like top teams, and they lit him up. So what do I expect right here? Philly to light him up again too, and I'm right with my man Parlay Poppy with the -1 line right here. I was gonna just take the run line, and just as I was looking at it a little further, I said the -1 line has a lot of value right here. -1 with Philly on this one, Jimmy.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Nice breakdown. I'm on the Phillies -1. I'm a little concerned with the 15 innings yesterday and the early start for totals, but I feel comfortable backing the Phillies and fading Zimmerman at this point. I like it. What's next on your docket?
Now, I'll go to the last one that my man Parlay Poppy was on, KC at Atlanta. Now, this right here is a bounce-back game for Atlanta after the 5-4 loss, and we all know KC hasn't been the best, but they slowly trying to turn it around. Now, Atlanta is 4-2 in interleague play. Atlanta's 36-25 in non-divisional games. Atlanta is 50-50 on the run line. Atlanta's 30-21 at home. They 45-34 versus righties. We look at Brad Keller and Taryn. Now, Keller is nice, 6'5", 230. He's 6-9 overall, but he's 2-0 in his last 3. He has an OBP at .339 though, which is a little up there. And Taryn, he's not excusable in this either. He's 5-6 overall. He's 0-0 in his last 3. And he's 3-2 at home though. That was one of the things that kind of turned me on to Atlanta a little more right here, that Taryn is actually 3-2 at home, so he likes to play tough at home. The first 5 is a nice spot right there. I'll probably be on the first 5 as well. And he's also kicking out an overall OBP of .320. Now, he was out on 7-19, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, and that was non-determined against Washington. Decent bats. 7-13, he was out 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. It was another non-determined against San Diego. So he's been playing decent squads to get put to this test, and he's been making his way out of it. And at home right here, I'm also leaning with Atlanta on the run line. +100 is the last I've seen. What else? What do they have right there for right now?
Let's grab it right now. ATL full game point spread. ATL full game point spread. It's money's coming in. Sorry, actually that's not true. Wow, interesting. Okay, so yeah, you're getting a nice look. Pinnacle -1.5 at +112. Bet Online +105. 5 Dimes at +110. Heritage +110. Intertop +105. UWager +105. So there's no minus lines on the -1. Oh, there is Bovada hanging the -105. So it's a plus line. Look.
That's a good plus line look. I like that right there. And, but a lot of tell secrets. And if they still giving the minus line, then they got just as much faith in Atlanta doing this at home as I do. Now, KC did come strong with the 3 runs in the 8th inning yesterday, but that's not very impressive. And I hope the line keeps moving that way. Because that's what's going on. That the line is moving up because people's finding faith in KC. But this is Atlanta at home. Atlanta, they need the win. They've been doing decent for the month of July, but they definitely need the win coming down in these last days of July. So I'm right there too. But if y'all want to catch me, come down to Miami, August 20th through August 24th. We partying down there, DJ Big Boss. And I'm going to talk to these people at McDonald's and stuff, see if we can get some coupons or something. We're going to have a cheeseburger eating contest or something. We got to raise the stakes, Jimmy. I know we got our itinerary of our stuff to do, but we gotta add some games in there. Somebody bring some extra money, some prizes. If you got a business, bring your merchandise or whatever. Let's put it up for a prize. We'll do cheeseburger eating contest. We talked about doing the rolling contest. I don't think we're going to do anything after IFBC last year. I'm not doing nothing with y'all with the drinking contest because definitely a bunch of alcoholics in these groups. But we're going to have fun down there. So make sure you come out and join us. And you can catch me on Twitter at DJBIGGBOSS. And also, if you're just sticking around and you want something to do, or you're thinking about getting in the contest for next month, because the contest for next month is already up. You can go join the contest for next month. That's DJ Big Boss MLB contest. We upped the amount of units to 180 because a lot of our cappers in there, they're already exhausted. And it's still quite a few days left in the month right here. So if you plan on being in next month contest and you didn't be in this month contest, you like, I'm just sitting back, I'm waiting for next month. No, don't do that. Hop in this month's contest, see how it all flows and goes so you know what's going on. So by the time you get over to next month's contest, you'll be ready, and y'all gonna see somebody's gonna win some cash in this one right here, Jimmy.
Oh, there is our guy, DJ Big Boss. Man, if you've not partied with Big Boss came to IFBC in Vegas, and I got to hang out with him in the LA Bag, some of the champions, and he's just so much fun. You got to come to Miami and roll with us. There he is, DJ Big Boss. Thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely love that guy right there. Let's keep rolling. So we've had cappers, all 3 of us, on similar plays early. Let's see what Drew Martin's doing with these afternoon games. Drew Martin joining us. And Drew Martin, another guy. All 3 of these guys you can party with in Miami. Drew, my guy, how you doing on this Wednesday morning?
Good, Jimmy. Thanks for having me on, man. Tough follow there behind DJ Big Boss, like always on Wednesdays. But excited to get after the MLB card and excited to see the Lowbag family in South Florida. Should be a fun time. Not far away. What, 4-ish weeks away? Exciting times, man.
Weeks away. We just saw Joe Anisi booked his room yesterday. Aloha Eastside Rolla's close to booking his room, man. It is growing, and I'm so excited. And the hotel's beautiful. Like, it's not like we're staying at some shit Holiday Inn or something like that. We're staying at a real nice spot. No Motel 8 for us. We're doing it up right, and I like that idea of us looking after each other, doing it up right. Not yet, Capper John, not yet. Capper John saying my under. It's about... Things can change in the last minute, but man, that was an easy... Well, let's not talk about how... Let's just wait a minute and I'll tell you how easy it was. All right, Drew Martin, we got to get rolling, man. We haven't got through enough games. What's first on your card?
Early slate, I got 2 bets pending right now. We got Cincinnati and Milwaukee in the NL Central, Sims versus Chacin. And Chacin, I've been actually looking to fade, and to see a minus 155 number right next to this Milwaukee Brewers team, I'm kind of surprised by, and I'm taking advantage on the underdog here. We got Sims, a former first-round pick. He's only had 9.2 innings pitched this year, 4 earned runs. But what I like from young guys, not much experience in MLB, 12 Ks and only 2 walks. Love that high K, low walk ratio. Reds top 10 lineup in MLB right now, last 2 weeks. 132 weighted runs created plus number. So really hot lineup with a pitcher that's at least in recent form doing very well. Versus Milwaukee, their lineup's been good too, Jimmy. 116 weighted runs created plus number last 2 weeks, so they're seeing it well. But Chacin, I'm looking to fade him. Last 10 innings versus the Cincinnati Reds, he's given up 13 hits. They're seeing him well. They're putting the bat on the ball, 7 earned runs. And last time out, just against Arizona, it was on the road at Arizona, still 6 earned runs in just 2.1 innings. I don't think he's in really good form right now, even when he has pitched, decently, going 5-6 innings, only giving up 2 earned runs, 3 earned runs. I saw a couple of those games. He didn't look all that well. Plus the fact that Brewers north of a 6 ERA in the bullpen last 14 days. So I'm fading Milwaukee here, jumping on Cincinnati at a big plus price with the underdog.
I get it. Dave LA says hard to fade teams avoiding a home sweep, but I get why we'd fade Chacin here. God, I'm close to booking this first win of the day, which would be very, very nice. Let's take a quick look at Chacin at home of late and see if some of his problems are just road related. Here we go. At home, he still has a 3.95 ERA. Last start at home for San Francisco looked good, 1 earned run. And his last 3 starts at home have looked good. So 4 earned runs in those 3 starts. I mean, he's not going long. 5 innings twice, 4 2/3 once. I like the look. Let's see what you're getting market-wise here quickly on this full game, money lines and totals. Here we go. Yeah, I get it. I get it, but I'm just hesitant. I'm hesitant. I feel like this is that Chacin can be tricky. He can be tricky, and at home, these are fine performances. He could be in line for a bounce back. I like Sims. I like his numbers in Louisville. 25-year-old guy who should probably be in the starting rotation soon. I'm going to stay off of it at this point, but I can completely understand the move towards the Reds. Russell Gordy saying Reds, Giants, Orioles, Dogs. So Russell Gordy backing it. I like it. I like it, Drew. Let's keep rolling because that's the game I wanted to touch on. What's next on your card?
Yeah, another day game here, Jimmy, and another underdog I'm liking, man. So if you don't like the first one, maybe I can get you on the second one. It's a hot team here, the San Francisco Giants, BD on the Hill versus Leicester. And I don't know what the market is seeing in John Lester. A minus 150 price tag on the road versus the hottest team in baseball. I don't really know what's up with this number. I mean, he's given up 20 hits in his last 2 outings, has not let up less than 5 hits in any game in almost 2 months. Teams are seeing him well. They're hitting the ball well off of Lester. I think if he had a different name, if his name wasn't John Lester, it was just another name up there, this would be priced very differently. Going against San Francisco struggled versus lefties. I will give you that. 75 weighted runs created plus number versus lefties over the full year. But still, a lot of those lefties more talented than John Lester at this point in his career. BD 1 walk in his last 3 starts for young guys like that. It's just a good ratio I look for. 16 Ks too. So 16 Ks, 1 walk, 4 earned runs in his last 21.2 innings. He's pitching well. We get the hotter pitcher, the hotter lineup, the hotter team. Giants, one of the best pins in MLB last 14 days. So in my opinion, we get the better bullpen as well at a big plus price here. 2 big underdogs. If one of them hits, it's a good day in baseball. So I am on the San Francisco Giants at a big plus price as well.
I like it. There's no reason to get in front of this Giants team that keeps rolling. Don Reach said I'm taking the over probably in the Giants game. Russell Gordy saying Lester's Garbo, San Francisco first 5 in full game. Dave LA on the Giants team total over. I have interest in this first 5. I know it opened at 4.5 and then went up to 5, but Pinnacle's just brought it back down to 4.5. They're the only book to have done that. So do you feel like Lester's ready to get touched? Let's quickly touch on this Lester opportunity here. Lester faced Giants 6 times in his career, always pitched well. 3 starts in San Francisco, 2-1, 2.70 ERA. You'd think that it would work well, this park, with his stuff. July, 3.79 ERA, not so good. He gave up 4 runs on 12 hits, 6 innings on Friday. This could be a bounce-back spot for him, but I'm not going to take the Cubs. What do you think about first 5 under?
I mean, going against this Giants lineup, though, Jimmy, they're hot. I could see him putting up some crooked numbers early. I'm not necessarily on the over in the first 5, but it's just one thing that would worry me and pump the brakes. I'm betting the under in the first 5.
Let's see what we're getting weather-wise. 6 miles per hour out to left center. We know it swirls there in San Francisco, Oracle Park. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a move here. I love the way BD's been throwing, and I'm going to back this on a travel spot here. I'm going to take the first 5 under 5. I'm getting now. U Wager just moved down to 4.5 as well. So now we have U Wager and Pinnacle moving down to 4.5. I hope it's still at 5 when I make the bet, but I'm going to take it right now. Under 5 at minus 115. That's available at Bookmaker. First 5 under 5 at minus 115. I'm going to make that move on the first 5. All right, Drew, we've got a ton of work to do and not much time. Do you have to leave? Do you have another show after this this morning?
Jimmy, you got me all day, man. How long you want to just chill? We can talk about Miami. We can talk about baseball. Just hit the chat box all day, whatever you want to do.
That sounds a little more romantic than I was looking for. Drew. I really want to focus on the baseball here. Okay, so what's next on your card? Why don't you lead us, and then I'm going to start hammering quick games at you because we haven't touched all the afternoon games yet. What's on your docket next?
Okay, so the 2 bets that I've made are in the day slate. So I got Cincinnati and the San Francisco Giants in pocket right now. So those are the 2 bets I have. On the late slate, we got San Diego, New York Mets. Looking at the odds right now, Lamet versus Syndergaard, 8.5 being the total, minus 150 for the Mets. I was looking towards the Mets. I mean, Syndergaard's in pretty good form right now. I saw him live at Marlins Park. We'll all be there in just a month, and he was pitching that night. He shut down the Marlins. A lot of people shut down the Marlins, but still, it's just, he's in good form. So looking to be betting on him. And Lamet on the other side, he's got electric stuff. If you've never seen this guy pitch, he's got top stuff in MLB, but he doesn't really go deep in games. He does have 19 Ks in 14 innings with 6 walks, though. So walking people for a young pitcher, even though he has electric stuff, kind of look to fade that at times. So wanted to get on the New York Mets, kind of teeter-totting here just because I think minus 150 is a little pricey going against the top-notch pitcher that could have it. Also, looking towards the under because if he does have it, 8.5, I could see finishing towards the under, Jimmy, and also team total for the San Diego Padres, looking at the under as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting look. So, Padres, we know they don't have any power against righties. They're better against lefties. Mets don't have a ton of power versus righties. San Diego's just losing. San Diego has no heart. They've lost 8 of 10. Nobody's going to step up in that clubhouse and push them in the right direction. Syndergaard's rolling right now, but he does a 4.88 ERA, 4 career starts against the Padres. That's such a small sample size. Who cares? I agree. Lamet has electric stuff. Before he went down with Tommy John, thought he could be an ace of this rotation. Rich G says Syndergaard not great at home. I'm looking at Padres team total over 3.5. What do you think about backing the Mets first 5 or something in that situation? What's your play on this game?
Oh, I haven't bet the game yet. I guess I disagree with the one commenter that said Padres team total over. I would look towards it Padres team total under just because Syndergaard's in such great form. And that's really where I was pointing at in this game, but I haven't bet it yet.
I have interest in the Mets first 5 at this point. I think that is something that I could jump on. I mean, Lamet not going deep. Lamet throws hard. Lamet's got nice stuff. So last start, only 1 earned run over those 4 innings, but it was against the Marlins, and that was a lineup I thought he might be able to roll through. I find the Mets appealing first 5. First 5, let's see what I'm getting on point spread. First 5 with the Mets. I'm getting minus 105, minus a half at plus 100 at BetOnline. I'm going to make that move. I'm going to take the Mets first 5, minus a half at plus 100. I'm going to make that move. I like that move. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, do you have anything else on your card, or can I start throwing games at you?
Dude, throw games, throw it away.
Okay, there's a couple plays that I'm going to make. We have 7 minutes before this Red Sox-Rays game starting. Do you have any move on Price, Morton? I think maybe I'll stay off. These morning games are tricky. I'm leaning towards the over, and maybe I shouldn't make that move. These morning games are tricky. Do you have any play on this Price versus Morton? At this point, full game, the total's at 7.5, and no one's moved that day. It's actually, 7.5, and then money keeps coming in on the Red Sox.
Yeah, you bring up this morning game is tricky. I agree with you. Charlie Morton, I'm looking to bet on. He's a heck of a pitcher, but at the same time, Boston, their lineup has been hot, and I'm not really looking to step in front of this Boston lineup. So at a pick 'em price down in Tampa, not that that matters too much, but a 7.5 number. I don't know, man. I think the number's about right, both side and total. So the tricky, like you're saying. No, I kind of stayed away from this one.
Okay, I'm going to stay away from this one. That just helps move me there. The next afternoon game we haven't talked about is A's Astros. It's Bassett versus Verlander. A's Astros. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Total opened up at 8.5. It was originally juiced to the over at -115. It's now -110. So 5-cent move to the under. But money was coming in on the A's. It slowed down a little bit, but there's still been a 17-cent move towards the A's. Astros opened at -227. They're now at -210. Bassett, 5.14 ERA over his past 11 starts. I mean, is he just going to get touched here?
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. I mean, a Houston team total over, I would lean towards. This is a game to, price north of -200. It just doesn't have a lot of interest for me, just because I'm not looking to get away, bet against the Houston Astros. So it would kind of be athletics or pass, profile wise for me, Jimmy. And going against Verlander and this Astros team, I'm just not really interested at this point.
Let's see if we can quickly look at lineups here. Can we look at? Yes, we have both lineups. Springer, Altuve, Bregman, Brantley, Alvarez, Gurriel, Reddick, Chirinos, and Miles Straw at shortstop. For these A's, Simeon, Chapman, Olsen, Kanye, Laureano, Chris Davis, Grossman, Herman behind the plate, and then Jurickson, Profar. I kind of like fading Bassett here. And just focusing on that. Let's see what I would get here if I took the Astros. The Astros' first 5 is 2.5 at -114. I find that very appealing. And then the full game Astros is at 4.5. I find both of those appealing. And I'm going to make a move on both of those team totals right now. You guys know I can't, my book doesn't give me first 5 team totals. So I'm going to do that right now. But I'm going to make it a play here. I'm taking the Astros first 5 team total over 2.5. That's at -114 at Pinnacle. And then I'm going to take the full game over 4.5 here with the Astros. I'm getting full game. I think they get to Bassett, and I think they can get to run over 4.5 at -135. All right, beautiful. Okay, and let's see any notes on that one. Guru saying Bassett hasn't been that bad. I bet he gives up 2-3 first 5. That number is right. And Poppy Longwood says, Jimmy, you ever thought about inviting Teddy Covers as a guest for the show? Poppy Longwood 69, great news. Teddy Covers will be on weekly starting August 1st. Teddy Covers going to be on our show every week. Yes, Poppy Longwood. I've thought about it often for a long time, and he's coming on our show weekly, starting shortly. August 1st. Okay, beautiful. Okay, then now Orioles, Diamondbacks. John Means just pitches well. Taylor Clark doesn't. Now, are the Orioles a team to trust? Well, John Means has been feeding me in first 5s, and I say, why not go right back to the first 5 well with John Means and the Orioles? He allowed 2 runs, 4 hits over 6 innings on Friday. This guy has given up more than 2 earned runs just once in his past 8 starts. Why not take him first 5 here, Drew?
Diamondbacks are number 3 in MLB versus lefties. That is one reason that I would look towards Arizona. But you're right, Means the Orioles' best pitcher, and it shows in this line. To see the Orioles on the road at catching only plus 120-ish range. That's kind of surprising. This is one of the worst teams in baseball, so you'd expect to see him getting more of a plus price on the other side of the country. But still, I think it shows in this handedness of the pitcher. It's a big part of baseball, and you got to put a lot into it in your handicapping, and it shows in this number. So no, I don't trust the Orioles here at this price. I just think it's a little bit too short on the D-backs, so I would lean that way because they have had so much success against lefties.
Diamondbacks hitting 285 with an 845 OPS versus lefties. You're right. That might get me off of it at this point. Wow. Why? I guess I'm just biased because it's been such a successful move. And why force it after the Orioles have won yesterday's game? Rich G, though, already locked in Orioles first 5 money line. Easiest bet on the board. Okay, and that's an afternoon game too. Okay, let's keep rolling. We got to get through these afternoon games quickly, and let's move on with Rangers at Mariners. Mike Minor versus Mike Leake. Leake coming off that great start. Both these pitchers could be moved, and they're handling it so differently. Minor saying it does make us mad. We've played well all season, then we lose a couple games, and we're supposedly ready to deal guys when we have 2.5 months left in the season. I don't want to go anywhere. My name was talked about in the offseason. I'm used to it. Seems like ever since I signed, I've been a topic. It's like I signed here just to be traded. Wah, fucking wah, wah, wah. What a bitch. Look how Mike Leakes handled this. He says, I think I've been talked about being traded for almost a year now. It's kind of normal right now. He goes almost a perfect game last start. Knows he's showcasing. Kevin Pine, Liberty up 5. Going to go 2-0 on these early WNBA games. Makes me want to smash some glasses together after an 0-6 start yesterday. What do you think about Minor being a whiny bitch and Leake handling everything right? What do you think about this spot here with the Rangers and Seattle? Let's see what we're getting. Full game of money lines and totals. Rangers, Seattle. Here we go. So Rangers open up at -115. They're now -138. You know, a 23-cent move towards this whiny bitch. And the total opens up at 9, is now at 8.5. What's your move on, or what's your lean, or what do you think about this Rangers Manor spot?
Yeah, Jimmy, I think you're onto something here with this starting pitcher. You know, whatever you want to call it, the lame duck starting pitcher being on the trade block and how they react to it. It can be fade city for some of these guys, and you might be onto it with Mike Minor. I mean, plus the fact that Seattle, the Mariners lineup, has performed well against lefties, well above average in MLB. That's what makes me look towards Seattle. You just brought that up as far as kind of the mindset of the starting pitcher. So I haven't bet this, but adding on to what you just said, it really makes me look towards Seattle here. It's just trusting their defense, obviously not very good. But if Mike Leake is handling this a lot better than Mike Minor, it makes me look towards the Mariners here at home in a day game.
What would take us off of it? Now, we're going to get a nice plus line. The only thing is, do you fade a guy after he goes perfect into the 9th inning?
Yeah, I mean, if he had a high pitch count, to tell you the truth, I haven't broken it down, you know, from last game to this game, because you just kind of opened my eyes to that kind of philosophy right there. But I mean, I can pull up their stats and see the pitch count and stuff like that.
I'll grab it right now before we make a move. Rafa, I need an apology to the higher ups, man. We need like 3 more minutes because of these afternoon games. Is that yeah or no? Okay, we got a thumbs up. Good. Okay, Leak last start, 98 pitches. True.
It is under 100. That's usually the cutoff there. But still, I mean, you know, the 98 pitches, 9 innings. That's not a little bit, so it wouldn't affect the decision too much.
Rangers first 5 with Dom. I get it, but when someone's just that whiny. Fucking whiny, you know. Oh, it's so sad. I'm just a professional baseball player, and everybody wants me. That makes me. God, that annoys me. Makes me want to put on a ski mask and fuck them up after the game. Bobby M saying Leak, average Sierra, decent ground ball rate, concerning hard contact rate. I mean, I just think there's value here. And Guru saying Perfecto usually aren't high. Joe Anisi also on Texas money line. You know, I guess maybe I shouldn't back him after such a spectacular. But now we got a Rangers team that's not going to have Joey Gallo in the lineup. He hurt his right wrist. You know what? I'm going to move with this. He's been whining like a bitch, playing like a bitch. I'm going to take him. I'm getting plus 135 at Bookmaker. First 5 plus 135. I'm going to take him. Mariners first 5. Plus 135. I'm going to do it. Okay, and then finally we have, those are all the afternoon games. Okay, those are all the afternoon games. I'm going to go over them quickly, but there's some moves that I wanted to make, and we didn't have time to talk about these games. And you already got me off the Orioles first 5, so I just want to touch on one more game. We talked about Tehran. I know you know this Braves team inside out. Brad Keller been pitching so well. Now he goes back to his hometown. He grew up in a suburb of Atlanta. First time he's ever pitched there, he's going to have hundreds of people at this game. He's been pitching so well. I have a feeling that he gets touched today with all the pressure and the annoyance of all the phone calls and all the tickets he needs to get. What do you think of that angle?
I love that angle, especially for young guys. And he's only 23 years old, like you said, from Atlanta. I look to fade this opportunity any chance I get. So, Julio Teheran, fastball changeup guy. It's a game I haven't bet yet. You're actually the one that put me onto this, Jimmy, as far as the 23-year-old coming back home. I look to fade that spot all the time. So it's Braves or pass for me, man.
So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take the Braves' first 5 and the team totals. But the way I see this, money keeps coming in on the Royals, and money keeps coming in on the under. Sorry, let me just get back to this total here. On the under, so I'm not going to, I'm just going to leave it right now because I think I'm going to be getting a better value. So I'm going to leave that right now. Okay, so then I want to make a move on the Twins team total over. The Twins team total over, I think that they get the Hap today. I really do. What do you think about this Twins team that's now? There's one stat about how well Hap has pitched at Target Field, and how well he's pitched in Minnesota since 2010, and I think that gives us even a better line. Who cares how Hap is pitched against those shit Twins lineups? This is a great Twins lineup that smashes lefties. I want to take Twins team total overs. What do you think of that spot?
Yeah, I like the full game over as well, and I like your breakdown of who cares about stats, especially if it was like 5-ish years ago. I really only care about this year, maybe a little bit last year in terms of stadiums. That's really it. But you're right. I mean, the Twins lineup is night and day from years past, so I wouldn't put too much into that, especially for a 36-year-old pitcher. I don't know how far those stats go back, but if there are multiple years in the past, I really don't care about that, Jimmy. So yeah, I'm with you. I like both. I like the full game over, but especially this Minnesota Twins team total over.
Well, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to double up there on the first 5 and team total over. So first 5 team total over is just 2.5. To me, I find that extremely appealing, and it's only -116. -116, and then I'm going to take the full game team total over, and that is going to be quite a bit higher. 4.5 at -137. There's no way that's 4.5 when I come back on the late show. There's just no way. Okay, so I'm taking those team total overs there. And then, then finally, there was a move I wanted to make on this Angels-Dodgers over. I know I lost this Angels-Dodgers over yesterday, and it's already moved up a full run. Oh, God, moved up a full run. At 6:46, it moved up to 10. But Pinnacle opened it up at 9.5. I feel like Berea and Stripling are both vulnerable. So I would like to even double up on these overs here. The first half, also, it's a beautiful night there. 86 Fahrenheit, 7 miles per hour out to right center. Both these teams smash righties. Bellinger's done nothing in this matchup against Trout. Trout has 11 home runs last 13 games. Bellinger's not hitting right now. He can turn that around against Berea. I'm going to take this over. First 5 over 5.5 and full game over 10, I think. What do you think about this spot?
This is a tricky one for me. Just Barry, the last time out, 10 earned runs? I think that, how does he bounce back for that? Especially a young guy here, only going 3 innings, 10 earned. He's only 23 years old. I don't know if I'd give a lot of home field advantage to either team, but you're right. Both lineups can smash. So I would look towards the over. It's just a game I doubt I'll get there, Jimmy, just because you're right. It's kind of like we missed this move. Now we're seeing a double-digit number. I lean towards passing, especially in the NL Park. Going to lose the DH for the Angels. So I'll probably pass on this one, man.
I am going to make a move here. There's still a 9.5 at Heritage. There's still a 9.5 at UWager. Heritage is the best. Over 9.5 at, what is it, at 9.5, at -115. Also, just in case the Angels come up with some hijinks and have some clown come out of the bullpen and throw the first inning, I am going to make this action. This is an action bet. It doesn't matter if the starters aren't there. This is an action bet. That's my only action bet on the card right now. Angels versus Dodgers. All right, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. A lot of great things happening. I'm about to go 2-0 in WNBA. Getting rid of that garbage taste in my mouth from yesterday. This is my action on the early games. I'm on Rockies Nationals over 9.5 and -110. I'm on the Phillies on the -1 line. That's a -153 money line, +100 run line. I'm off Reds Brewers. I'm on the Astros first 5 team total over 2.5. Full game team total over 4.5. That's -114 and -135 respectively. I'm off. Drew got me off of the Orioles first 5, and even if Orioles first 5 hits, I think you're right to get me off there. Mariners first 5 at plus 135. I'm calling Mike Minor out for being a little bitch. Then Cubs Giants. I'm on the first 5 under 5 at minus 115. Not making a move on the second game of the doubleheader. The only late games I'm on right now, and we're gonna hammer these games on the late show. Mets first 5 minus a half at plus 100 with Syndergaard. And then I'm going to be taking the team total overs in the Braves, but I think I'm going to get a better look. And I'm going to take this angle, the same kind of angles that we can simplify capping. We had the morning game in WNBA right before the All-Star break. First quarter under, take the road team, first half, cash. Same shit here, 23-year-old going for the first time in front of his home fans and friends. All the phone calls, all the bullshit. I think he gets touched, but I'm going to wait till I get a better line because it seems like money's coming in on the Royals and money's coming in on the under. I'm on Twins first 5, team total over 2.5, full game team total over 4.5. I'm on Angels, Dodgers first 5 over 5.5, minus 112, full game over 9.5, and minus 115, and that's action. And Pink Eye Genie saying Liberty up 4, Jim. Let's have a giant day today. Let's have a giant bounce back day today. Drew, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry that we went long on this show, but so much to talk about with the afternoon games and all of our guests. Drew, where can we find you on Twitter? Can you please review your action and let us know what shows you got coming up this week?
Absolutely, Jimmy. I'm tailing you on this this fading Mike Minor in the Seattle Mariners. I haven't put that in, but I'm going to right after the show. My bets for today's game: Cincinnati, big plus price. Also the San Francisco Giants, big underdog price there too. So 2 underdogs going in the day slate. At Drew Martin Bets on Twitter. Shout out to the Low Bag family. Can't wait to see you in South Florida. Plus, closing line on Saturdays with Ian Cameron, 11 a.m. Eastern. Come join us. Best luck with your bets, guys. Have a big day, Jimmy. Let's get after it, man.
Let's get after it. Wait, Drew, we've had people ask for you to deliver another leche. Had some people in the chat wanting you to deliver more leches. So could you put a bow on this bad boy and leche us out of here?
Oh, I don't know, man. I get kind of nervous when it comes to this. But, hey, Leche, a los bookmakers!